What's up, Supernatural superfans?
It's Nate and Krissy, your hosts of
Gank That Drank, the Supernatural Drinking Game Podcast.
It's the podcast where we make up drinking game rules for a favorite episode of our favorite show, Supernatural.
We recap the episode for you and let you know how all the rules played out.
Then we let you know the drinking game rules for the next episode, so you can play along.
But we want to talk to you today about becoming an exclusive member of Gank That Drank, a Supernatural drinking game podcast.
Becoming a member is just $5 a month. It's easy to do, and it helps keep the podcast going, bringing you more fresh drink to gank. Or gank to drink, whatever.
One of those two. Plus, members get every episode early and ad-free,
with some extra bonus content at the end of each episode as a member exclusive.
We play games, we talk trivia, we chat about what we were watching besides Supernatural.
We talk about our lessons learned from each episode, and sometimes give you a geographical zoom in on the towns or areas the episodes take place in.
We have fun! Ha 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 ha. And we gank those drinks, and we want you to be a part of it.
So join us and become a member at truestory.fm/Gank That Drank.
And when you're out there in the world saving people and hunting things,
you know, the family business.
Keep the Gank That Drank motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
Before we dive in, here's another show you can enjoy in the True Story FM family of entertainment podcasts.
What's up, most excellent friends?
It's Krissy and Nathan from the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast.
It's a podcast where a filmmaker and a comedian
and their most excellent guests
adventure their way through the 80s movies we think we love
or might have missed
with our grown-up eyes to see how they hold up.
Join us for delightful discussion,
rollicking recaps,
ratings, and deep-cut recommendations.
Plus, members get some extra fun chit-chat with the hosts after the show.
Download the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast today at truestory.fm.
Or find it wherever the finest podcasts are stored.
And do remember to keep the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast motto in mind.
Be excellent to each other and
party on.
Party on, dudes.
Ever wonder where the devil got his horns?
How about those cloven hooves?
Or that pitchfork?
Wasn't he an angel?
No, he was a snake.
No, he's the great red dragon.
No, he's the beast.
He's the prince of this world.
Prince of darkness.
Well, he's the prince of dark.
Good morning, star lovelies. One of my names is Lester Ryan Clark.
And I sometimes go by Keenan Diaz.
And we're the hosts of the brand new podcast, The Devil's Details. What comes to mind when I say Lucifer?
How about Satan?
What about just the devil? How did the big bad of the Western world end up with so many faces? Join us as we dig up, decipher, and deconstruct the devil's many forms throughout history.
Take a guided tour with Dante through the 9 circles of hell.
Or revisit Satan's angsty bad boy years in Paradise Lost.
Learn the ins and outs of a Faustian contract.
Easier than a 1099, but with a hell of a lot more fine print.
Slither on over to The Devil's Details on True Story FM and join us in the diabolic discussion.
Love and hisses. Mwah! Didn't Al Pacino play him in a movie?
Are you sure that wasn't Robert De
I
Niro?
could have sworn it was Tim Curry.
That was Elizabeth
Didn't
Hurley.
he go down to Georgia at some point?
Hello and welcome to Gank
That Drank.
Ooh, mine was delayed reaction crack that time.
You're all over my computer.
Oh no. It's a Supernatural drinking game podcast. It's the podcast where we make up drinking game rules for our favorite episodes of our favorite show, Supernatural. We recap the episode for you and tell you how all the episodes played out. I said the same thing last week. I'm just screwing it up left and right. We tell you how the drinking game rules played out during the recap. We rank them for how many times they hit, and then we tell you what's coming up for the next episode.
Gosh dang right, that's what we do.
But who does it? Who's over there? Who's that?
Oh, hi, Krissy. This is Nate McWhorter, a performer and teacher at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona, and back in our own digs in
Yeah, we
downtown
back,
Mesa,
baby.
Arizona.
And I'm Krissy Lenz, one of the directors at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona. I'm also a performer there, and I'm so happy to be here with you this week, Nate McCorder.
And who's that over there? Oh, shoot, I was late on the draw. It is great to be here with you, Krissy. I am excited to talk about your episode today. I think you chose a good one, and I really like it for a lot of reasons. So I'm excited to get into it. Yeah.
And for our bonus content tonight, if you're a member, you get bonus content. So become a member so you can get our bonus content. We're going to talk about favorite pop culture witches. This is a witchy episode, so we're going to talk about our favorite witchies.
Gosh, yes, we are. And I've got mine. I just hope you don't take any of them.
Okay, I've got a bunch. So
okay.
Okay, so if you take one of mine, I'll just skip to the next one down the list.
That's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. But Krissy, what are the rules for our game that you have for
so we're
us?
doing season 7, episode 5. Shut up, Dr. Phil. So our rules are: take a drink anytime someone dies. A classic. Take a drink for Dean's bad dreams. Take a drink if someone says, yeah, okay. Take a drink for coins. Take a drink if Dean or Sammy snoop. If they're snooping around, take a drink. Take a shot or double your drink or finish your drink or however you want to extra celebrate a unfortunate Trump reference. Take a drink for dead plants. Take a drink when Dean gets pie. Take a drink for a force push if the boys get force pushed. And then take a drink when Dawn stuns a Leviathan. Oh, that's another shot. That's another multiplier.
Yeah.
Take a double drink when Dawn stuns a Leviathan. Those are our rules. And we're talking, like I said, season 7, episode 5, Shut Up, Dr. Phil. Original air date, October 21st, 2011. Written by Brad Buckner and Eugene Ross Lemming. Directed by Phil Segresha, a favorite director in the supernatural universe. All right, here we go. Then, the boys hate witches, and they're talking about how they're just gross, spewing bodily fluids all over the place, and there's just a bunch of gross images that accompany their hatred of witches. We got a reminder that the Leviathans are out there, and Chet the Leviathan is on the hunt. We get a reminder about Sam and Amy being all cute together, and then we get to a reminder that Dean kills Amy, and now he feels bad. Uh-oh. Dean's having feels. Now. You're so much better at that than me. We're at a salon where a realtor is on the phone while she's getting set up in a blow dryer. Suddenly it's too hot and she cries out for Chris, the stylist. She flails and kicks. She can't get out. She's stuck under there and she dies in the blow dryer. Take a drink. Ew, it's gross.
It is gross.
We get the supernatural title card. Splat, splat, splat. It's our Leviathan season 1. We love it. At the motel, Dean is having his bad dreams. Take a drink of the Leviathans and how gross they are, and about Sam and Amy. And he is just, poor Dean. Can't ever sleep. He can't ever get 40 winks. He looks around for a drink. But he can't. His beer is empty. His bedside beer is empty. Of course, he keeps a bedside beer.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? But his is empty, and Sammy is gone. Sammy is out doing God knows what. So next we see him drinking whiskey and doing research. Sammy, it turns out, was out jogging. Dean is all like, what are you doing out there, Lance Armstrong? And Sam is like, that's biking. Which should have been a rule. Every time he referenced Lance Armstrong, it should have been a rule.
Incorrectly references, yeah. And then, like, I love anytime Dean's just giving Sam a hard time for just, like, trying to be healthy, live longer.
And he does every time.
Like,
it's
all
like
the
we always
time.
joke about how the boys are like perfect physical specimens and they never go to the gym, but Sammy at least tries to keep fit.
Right. Like, occasionally you see him, yes, working out or doing stuff,
Or
yeah. But
drinking a smoothie or,
Dean, no, yeah, right. He eats healthier, all that. Nope, not Dean.
No, not Dean. He's a double cheeseburger man.
Mm-hmm.
So Dean is like, I caught a case. It's in Prosperity, Indiana. There's been all these weird deaths. Let's go investigate. Yay! And Sammy, attempting to force a boy melodrama scene, a BM scene, is like, what's going on with you? And Dean is like, look, you're the new Sam, and that's all great. You're out being Lance Armstrong, and I'm just still me. Okay? And Sammy goes,
I'm just Dean.
Okay.
Anyone else would be wouldn't be as mean, whatever. That was kind of his speech.
Yep. So this is when they say yeah, okay, over and over.
Yes, over
don't
and
just,
over.
Don't just say yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Like yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
I think they say it 4 times in all.
In that moment.
Yeah.
And then I think it is said a couple more times later on.
Okay, so take a drink.
One more. I counted one more.
Okay, take drinks. We cut to Chet, who is on their trail. He's like, yes, boss, I'm the unseen boss, who we don't know who it is yet. And he's like, I'm on their trail. I just stopped for a snack. And we see he's got a body in the trunk. Sam investigates with the sister of the victim. And she's like, you don't get it because you don't live here. Everyone loved Wendy. At the salon, Dean finds a creepy coin. Take a drink. And he notices the dead plants by Wendy's bench. Mm-hmm. Take another drink. We cut to a construction site where a guy in a porta potty gets ganked by a floating nail gun, which is gross and cheesy and just a little bit silly. This episode is just a little bit silly. And that's one of the silly parts, is that a floating nail gun ganks the guy.
I mean, it's a lot of bit silly, I think, at certain points. But yes, this is one that you're like, okay.
Okay. So take a drink. Someone died. Sam and Dean investigate, and he's like, so you're telling me once again that there's no way this could have happened. There's no generator. There's no way that the nail gun could have worked. There's nowhere to plug it in. And it's just like the same thing he said at the salon. They don't go up that high. If it had a failure of some kind, it would have shut down. There's no way it could have happened. This is the same thing. Dean finds another coin. Take a drink. Mm-hmm. We have connection. There's a coin in both places. Sammy found a connection. The shopping center project. There was a shopping center project with only one guy who was involved who's left alive, and that's Don Stark. He might be next, the boys are worried. So they go and find Don Stark. He has a statue in the town. Dean is drinking from a flask. Now, this is not the Bobby flask that we all know and love.
Yes.
With Bobby's ghost attached. This is just some flask that he's like drinking out of. And Sammy's like, that's so gross. You're being so sleazy. What are you doing drinking from a flask in the middle of the day, in the middle of town, in front of Don Stark's statue of all places?
Right. And just, he's being a caricature. He's being a Jimmy McNulty from The Wire.
I don't understand that reference.
No. Well, yeah. Anyway, he's a guy
Okay.
who can't control his drink, basically.
Yep. He's like drinking the pain away. And
Right.
it's like, well, maybe just don't kill Sam's friends next time.
But yeah, don't do that.
Okay. Yes. So Bobby comes through with the coin info. It's a Romanian coin. So now we know that little tidbit. And they notice that the plants are all dead around Dawn's statue. Take a drink. We see just a quick shot of Chet driving down the road, listening to some like weird country music.
Yeah, I
Very
didn't know
weird
what that
music.
was. Yeah.
They go and meet with Dawn Stark, who is James Marsters, Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a handsome devil if ever there was one.
Mm-hmm.
We talked recently about who we would pay to see at a convention, and if so, how much we would pay to see them at a convention. And I think I would pay like in the like $75 range to get a picture
Okay.
with James Marsters.
Okay. I could see that. Not me personally, but
yeah.
that's
Well, I know that
reasonable.
you're fundamentally against it.
Not fun. I think we discovered there's some I would maybe pay some money to.
Yeah, but yours are like major A-list icons.
Yeah. No, it's got to be worth it. Like really, really, really worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Really random. Since we were just on this topic, I watched Bar Rescue now. I guess they like have celebrities being John Taffer in episodes, and last night Danny Trejo was the guest celebrity who got to go in and yell at people and stuff.
What the fuck does he know about running a bar?
Oh no, he owns like taco, like a chain of taco restaurants, like Danny Trejo's Tacos. Like he actually is a restaurateur. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And he, so he actually knows what he's talking about and stuff. And or at least, on the cameras, it looks like he knows what he's talking about and stuff. But yeah, it's very, I love Bar Rescue, but I hadn't watched in a while. And I was like, oh, and then it was like Danny Trejo. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Thinking he's just going to like be with John. And no, he was just being John Taffer.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I would be psyched if I was going to be on Bar Rescue and then all of a sudden Danny Trejo.
Literally, he walks in and someone goes, "That's the guy from Spy Kids."
Yeah, it is. Machete, Uncle Machete.
It's so funny. Oh man. Yeah, no. Sorry to get us off track on that. Just since you brought up taking pictures with celebrities, and that's one that we've taken together. I was like, oh yeah, this happened last night.
Yep. Awesome. I love it. So they meet Jenny Klein, who is his assistant, and they seem very close. She's baking him cupcakes. So Sammy snoops around, take a drink.
Snoop.
While Dean continues to interrogate Dawn. Dean finds the closet is half empty, and there's clear evidence that the wife has left, but what she left behind is all the evidence needed to know that she's a witch. She just left all her witchy shit evidence behind. I guess not thinking anyone would investigate in there, but she's just like, oh, I'm going to take all my clothes and shoes, but I'm going to leave my important witch shit behind. Although, in retrospect, I suppose it could have been Dawn Stark's witch shit.
True. Well, no, because it was like all the people that she was attacking.
Not yet it wasn't. It was just the symbols and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know then. Maybe it was.
Okay. So we get a creepy Trump reference, take a shot.
Which makes it, I think it matches the episode title, at least.
Yeah. So Dawn reveals that he had an affair with Wendy, the lady at the salon. And they warn Dawn to make up with his wife. His wife is Maggie. We see a picture of her on the mantle. It's Charisma Carpenter.
Damn.
from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yay! An angel. We see more dead plants outside the house. Take a drink. They then go to Maggie's house to investigate her, which, like, how did they know where she lives?
Where
I guess how do they know where anyone lives?
right, like they must have really good, phone books in these towns still.
I guess so. So this time, Dean goes and snoops. Take a drink. Charisma Carpenter blows off Sam, and he sets off a car alarm to warn Dean,
Smart.
who
Smart
finds evidence of all her kills, and he sees that Jenny Klein is next. So they go to Jenny's house. Again, how did they know? How did they reverse engineer where Jenny Klein lives? She's baking cupcakes, and she bites into a cupcake as Charisma Carpenter Maggie is chanting, and she finds a bleeding, beating heart in the middle of her cupcake. So gross.
Straight out of Temple of Doom.
Yeah, straight up. And she starts like coughing and choking and sputtering and like just puking up blood. And she's like standing over the sink, puking her blood into the sink. And then Sam and Dean come busting in, and Dean takes her over to the couch. Why would you do that, Dean? She's in the right spot. She's where she needs to be.
Like over a sink.
Over a sink.
And he just moves her. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why in crazy moments we just do weird things.
We go, let's go bleed on the couch.
It's really hard.
Ruin your couch.
Really hard to shoot that camera shot from the sink, I guess. I don't know.
Yes. I don't know. He's like, Sammy, find the coin. And Sammy looks all around, and he finds the coin in short order. Take a drink for the coin. He puts it on the counter and shoots it, which I guess takes away its power.
Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that. We cut to later. Jenny is all cleaned up, and she's freaking out. There were hearts, tiny hearts in my cupcakes. And Dean's like, you were hexed. Yeah. You got to get out of town. Put 600 or 800 miles between you and this town. Jenny says that she and Dawn are not a thing. That she's just his assistant, and that would be gross. We go to a charity auction where Charisma Carpenter is arranging things, and her best friend Sue is there, who's real weird. This side character is just so creepy weird.
Yeah, and then there's like, not she's gone pretty quickly, but like, yeah, it's very weird, and I guess I don't get the point of her. I guess that she's the one who's like telling lies. Maggie? Yeah, she's the one who's telling lies about Dawn.
And also truths about Dawn.
But truths and lies, yes.
Yeah. And she's just like, you're so beautiful. You're so on top of this. I've got your back. It's going to be amazing. You're amazing. I love you. Dawn shows up and has words with the best friend Sue, and she's like, hello, Dawn, your wife who's divorcing you. You want to know where she is? And it's like, yeah, just stay out of it. Jeez. Dawn and Maggie chat, and he's like, between your charity work and your art, I was edged out of your life. And she's like, oh, please, there were 3 people in this marriage, me, you, and your ego, which is a good line.
Yes.
And he's like, by the way, some FBI agents were asking about what's going on. You've got to stop. And she's like, those were hunters, sweetheart, and I'm dealing with them. And Dawn's like, this stops now, Maggie. She says, it's so cute when you try and tell me what to do. And then he goes outside to leave, and she like shakes the face off his bust.
I love that scene.
Yeah, which Sam and Dean are watching. Sam and Dean just happen to be sitting outside in the Impala, and Dean is very upset about this. He's like, "Oh, come on, sure, kill all the people you want, but to take down a man's commemorative bust—that's just cold-hearted." Bobby calls with a spell to take care of these witches. And Dean's like, yep, I got it. All right, I'll remember it. And then he's like, needs to write it down in a funny moment where he's like, nope, I got it. I'll remember. And then he's like asking Sammy for a
Give me the
pen.
Yeah. We all do that sometimes. Oh no, I got this. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
shoot.
no, I don't
I
got this.
don't got it.
I don't got it. And then she's practicing her speech. The best friend is like, I love you. It's very creepy. We go to the motel. Dean is having a pie. Take a drink.
Boom.
Sammy shows up with the chicken feet, and he's like, oh, those are stinky. And the guy's like, yeah, the freezer was busted. And apparently all the shops in town are having bad luck. Busted pipes and things like that. It's like the whole luck of the town is turning because of Maggie and her spells. At the charity event, Dawn parks outside, and they have Sue and Maggie are gonna have like a little celebratory drink, and there's an eyeball in her martini.
Tasty.
Another moment straight out of Temple of Doom.
Yes.
Then the paintings start melting, and Charisma Carpenter like steps into the room, and she's like, he did this. How could he? He knows what this meant to me. And Sue is like, Dawn did this? How could Dawn have arranged all of this? And she's like, he did this.
Trust
And
me.
Sue's like, don't worry, we'll get him back. And there's one thing he can't take from you is you have people who love you. And then she gets decapitated by a silver tray. Take a drink. Someone died.
It's another really cheesy moment.
Yeah.
Silly moment in this episode.
And she says, fine, Donald. It's war. The boys show up and they realize that Dawn is also a witch and it's the War of the Roses up in here. But B plot coming in. Chet has found them.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. The boys go to Dawn's house and they're like, Maggie will show up, and lo and behold, Maggie shows up. The boys run in with the chicken feet spell that does nothing, and Maggie's like, let me guess, chicken feet? Not chilled, huh? I guess the chicken feet have to be chilled in order for the spell to work.
She knew that's why she shut down the cooler in that place, because she knew the boys were onto him.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
she's moving. She's doing chess moves.
Right.
She's 3 steps ahead. All right. So she's like, they're like, you're not going to leave here. Well, you are going to leave here, but you're not going to leave here alive. And they start to do a spell together, which is very cute. They chant together, and Sammy's like, all right, well, our spell didn't work. We can't kill them with our guns and knives. So let's try to talk them out of this. And they're like, you guys are bonded. And she's like, you're on his side. Zap. Take a drink. They're zapping the boys all around.
Many force pushes.
But he regrets it. Zap, zap, zap. Take drinks, take drinks, take drinks. Charisma Carpenter is like, I've had 800 years of this. And he's like, don't make me bring up the Renaissance. And he's like, nothing happened with Jenny. And he goes, I'm sorry. And so the boys are like, see, you're talking. You're meant to be together. And then Dean gets swallowed up by a herd of bees. But they kiss and make up. And he says the cheesiest line in the whole episode, you're the woman I want to never grow old with.
Hello.
Aww.
It's like Laszlo and Nadja.
Yes, Laszlo and Nadja. Oh, fucking witches. And they go back to the hotel, and Chet is there. Oh no! And Dean is like, "Give me a break. It's been a long day." And Chet goes, "And it's not over yet." They shoot him in the chest, and nothing happens. Just black ooze comes out, and he's like, "You're a bit outmatched, boys." And they fight. Chet is totally getting the upper hand. He's wiping the floor with our boys. And zap, 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 he falls down. Dawn comes in and he's like, what the hell is that? And they're like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I gotta get some coins from under your beds. Coins, take a drink. And she's like, what? We saved your marriage. She was gonna kill us anyway. And he's like, yeah, you gotta love her. Once she gets a bug up her ass, she never gives up. And he's like, that spell only lasts for a few days, so find a deep hole and throw him in there. And they're like, okay, well, we'll do the next best thing. We'll chain him up and take him to Bobby's.
Right.
So then they have
study him.
Yeah, we're gonna do some homework about him. So Sam and Dean go to the Impala, and Sammy tries to have a BM scene with Dean. He's like, hey, you know how we got them to talk? Maybe we should talk. And Sam's like, no, Dean's like, no, that's stupid. And Sam's like, yeah, but whatever you need to tell me, you can tell me. Like, you can unload, Dean. I'm here for you. Which is like such a difference from what in the episodes we've been doing, what we've been hearing from Sam, where he's all like, we shouldn't be brothers and we shouldn't be family and like, you don't even know me and just leave me alone. And now he's like, tell me what's going on, Dean. Let's connect. Let's hash it out.
This is new Sam.
Mm-hmm.
He's enlightened.
And Dean's just like, cool it, bro. We're fine. And then they get in the Impala and drive away. And like, theoretically, they're going to be driving for a long, long time.
And they're just not going to talk.
What are they not going to talk? They're not going to talk? They're not going to talk about anything? What are they going to talk about?
Listen to tunes.
They're just going to listen to the same 3 cassette tapes that Dean has in the car?
They pick up the radio.
Oh, man. That's boring. But that's Shut Up, Dr. Phil.
You've never done a cross-country drive where you just pick up the radio station from wherever you're at?
That sounds like a nightmare to me, Nate.
I mean, I've done it several times. It's not terrible.
Nope.
You just gotta.
That's the kind of shit my dad would be into, but it's not for me. Like I'm driving to Tucson this weekend, and I'm already like, well, I can't listen to Dateline on Tuesday. I've got to save Dateline because I need something to keep me going through this long ass lonely drive.
I drive to Tucson. You gotta, I'd throw on a podcast or something because it's only 90 minutes. But driving across country, and we're just like, I can't decide what I want to listen to. Like, I don't want to make it my mind. I don't want to even like think about going on to Spotify and picking a playlist or choosing one of the ones I got. I just want something to do it for me, and then you just hit seek as you're driving. I mean, I used to drive a car that didn't have like all I had was AM FM. And that's what I was driving back and forth across the country. So like that was my only option was that or have headphones in.
Which is unsafe. You shouldn't do that.
Shouldn't do it. So yeah, it would just be literally just hit and seek in every little town and cross plains. And yeah, sometimes you can only pick up like NPR, which is fine. Like I loved it when I could get NPR, the classical station. But then, depending on where you're at, you have a heavier like rock or country or whatever lean. Anyway, that's old timey.
Terrible.
I remember once being in the Panhandle of Texas. Panhandle of Texas, and I was picking up a radio station in Kansas. That's how flat it was.
Wow. Okay.
I was getting a Kansas radio station. Yeah. I don't know. It's cool.
All right.
Krissy, how'd these rules play out?
Okay. Someone dies 3 times.
Yes.
Dean has bad dreams once.
Yes.
They say, yeah, okay, 4 times.
I got 5 because I got one early or later on from, I think, a different character.
Oh, good for you. How many times did you get coins as a thing?
5 times?
I got 5 too.
Yeah.
Dean and Sammy snoop once apiece.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1 Trump reference.
Thank goodness. Just the one.
Thank goodness. How many times did you get dead plants?
4.
Me too.
Okay.
Dean gets a pie once.
Yep.
How many force pushes did you count?
5.
Same. I think this is the only time we've ever gotten the exact same count. We did it. And Don stuns the Leviathan once.
He sure does.
He sure
Put it in a
does.
bottomless pit. I loved Marsters and Carpenter in this. I just like
They're so good.
they're so good together. They wrote these. They're fun characters. It's a kind of a bummer we only get to see them the once. Like, and then in the vein that we just got done with 2 episodes ago with the, Amy killing Amy. Like, we just like let these 2 go. There's no discussion after Don leaves of like, should we go after them? Like, how are we gonna come back and kill them? Like,
yeah,
they just
they're
let them
definitely
be.
gonna kill again. They're gonna live forever, and they're definitely gonna kill again. Dean,
And they just decide we can't take them out.
We're just gonna let them do their thing.
But Amy had to die.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the Purge, where he lets her live, and it's like, yeah, I just think that was the most un-Dean thing.
Right.
I agree. All right, but that was a good episode. I loved it. It's fun. It's silly. It's stunt casting. We never see those 2 again. We never hear from them again. But this is the Jenny Klein that they try and save in Clip Show, and they find her in the oven.
Right. Yes. Okay. Because we were like, what episode? And that's what. Yes, we went back and looked that up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's from this episode.
Nice. Cool. Well, Krissy, are you ready for our next episode?
I'm ready.
We are taking a break from the Chuck wagon for at least 1, maybe 2. There are only, I think I counted right, 8 episodes left with Chuck in them. So we are nearly towards the end. But we are going to take a little break since we're at kind of a stopping point in the Chuck arc where we left off. So we're
just a little break.
Yeah, a little break. So we're going to go all the way back to season 5, episode 6. An episode that I swear we have done. And everything I can look up, we have not done it. It's called I Believe the Children Are Our Future. Have we done this for mashup, Krissy? Is that what I feel like I've seen this episode so many times.
No.
Okay. I don't know why. Maybe I've just caught it on TV a bunch. I don't know. Do you know? Are you familiar with this episode?
Not yet. Maybe when I hear the rules.
Okay. We are taking a drink when the boys are scratching.
Okay.
Taking a drink if someone dies. Can I just do that 2 in a row? Take a drink for the whoopee cushion. Anytime you see a whoopee cushion.
Okay.
Take a drink for the tooth fairy. Take a drink for quote tooth fairy. Anytime someone says tooth fairy.
Okay.
Take a drink for each time the boys guess wrong of what is going on.
I love that rule.
Yes. All right.
They always think it's a topa. It's a topa. It's only been a topa once, boys.
Take a drink anytime an urban legend is mentioned or seen or witnessed or referenced. So that's going to be your hero rule.
Okay.
Take a quote for Paige and Plant.
Okay.
Take a drink. I'm again 2 episodes in a row. We're gonna do this. Anytime someone is like force pushed or choked, and that's someone, not just the boys. That could be anybody.
Okay.
and taking a drink for. Actually, this is your shot, or your finish your drink, your multiplier for Toy Soldier Cass.
Okay.
Now, do you know what
I still
episode?
don't know the episode. No, I don't know. I don't know it.
Well, I think as soon as it kind of gets going, you'll remember. Again, I feel like I've seen it so many times, that as even I'm watching it, I'm like, I was looking up, I'm just like scrolling through, searching. I'm like, we have not done this, right? And then, yeah, I don't think we did it for mashup, so I don't know why I've seen it a lot, but it is. Maybe it's just that memorable. Maybe I haven't seen it a lot. It's just there's a lot of like kind of memorable set
It
pieces and
sticks
stuff
with
in it.
you.
Yeah, it definitely
Okay.
does.
Well, yeah, I don't know it. I'm excited to watch. Okay, well, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being with us here at the end. We appreciate you. We love you. We would never gank you, but we would gank
No.
dranks with you.
Yes.
We would gank dranks with you.
Come gang drinks with us at the neighborhood comedy theater, like maybe like after a show.
Yeah, we'll go to the Pedal House. We'll go to Chupacabra. We'll go to Chupacabra. That would be more
Yeah,
appropriate.
Chupacabra. Of course.
Speaking of the neighborhood comedy theater, tell us more about where people can come see us in the real world.
Yeah, you can see us at 214 West Main Street in downtown Mesa, Arizona, in the real world. We do shows on Friday and Saturday nights at 7:30. Sometimes we do them on Thursdays too, like
Sometimes.
showcases, student showcases that people should come see because the workshoppers work hard. And that's what we do. We do improvised comedy, and there's different shows on different nights, and something, a little something for everybody. So bring the fam, come on out.
Yeah.
nctphoenix.com.
nctphoenix.com. N for neighborhood, C for comedy, T for theater, and Phoenix all spelled out.com. You can find me on my other podcast, the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast. We're having a real banger season this year. We've done we've done the last two Star Wars movies, and we've done we just did Tron, we did Blue Velvet. We're gonna do
When is Bull Durham, Krissy?
I don't
When
know.
is
We gotta
Bull
do it. We
Durham?
gotta do it soon. We'll do it soon.
Gotta
I
do
promise.
Bull Durham. I'm dying.
Okay.
I want to watch it, but I'm like saving my annual watch of it for like when it's closer to when we might do the pod, because I really do want to. I want to talk Bull Durham.
Okay, we'll do it soon.
Okay.
I promise. Fingers crossed. And so if you're here with us still at the end and you want a little more Nate and Krissy, you want some more chit chat, become a member over at truestory.fm, where you can do what I just said. You can become a member and you get extra special bonus content. You get access to a Discord where you can chat with us and learn all about all the other fabulous shows that truestory.fm has to offer. Like, rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your local neighborhood witch. Tonight we're going to be talking about our favorite pop culture witches. So become a member and you get that conversation for your membership. And when you're out there in the world saving people and hunting things, you know, the family business. Be sure to keep the Gank That Drank motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and party on.
Party on, dudes.